Over the last few months, stock prices have really dropped, and specifically on dividend stocks, a lot of those stocks have been discounted. And when you discount a dividend stock, it just makes the dividend rate rise. So I'm looking at high quality companies where I do not believe the dividends are going to be cut. And I believe that those stocks are actually going to rise in stock price value. Meanwhile, they pay really high dividend rates. I wanted to share the list of stocks that I'm buying in October and will accumulate while the prices are really low. I'll share that list with you, and any of the stocks that I'm showing, I've done a full-length video analysis on those stocks on the channel, so you can take a look at those if you're interested in viewing that. Now, just a quick reminder, I'm an individual investor. I like sharing my analysis on YouTube, and I like watching other investors on YouTube as well because they get a lot of tips and a lot of learning is achieved when I watch another investor share their portfolio, share their analysis. By no means am I recommending you buy these stocks individually. I'm not an advisor and I'm not providing any financial advice. I'm just sharing my experience. Please like my video and subscribe to my channel if you like videos like these. Now, let me go over the list of stocks that I'm investing in here in the month of October. The short list of 6 stocks is listed from the one that pays the highest dividend to the lowest dividend. And the number one spot is Ternium. This is a steel mill down in Mexico, and they're strategically located just south of the border, and they produce a lot of product that ends up in the United States. So they produce a lot of the rolled steel that ends up in cars or appliances. They've been really operating well, really good profitable company, and they pay almost a 7% dividend. And their stock has rallied as of late, but they're still discounted. The stock, I believe, is still discounted by about 64%. The next company is US Bank, and the banking industry has really been hammered this year. The stock prices have really been suppressed due to that scare in the late spring of a couple banks, having a bank run on them. But US Bank really has a low stock price, a high dividend rate of almost 6%. And I think there's going to be upside in US Bank as people get more comfortable with banks and their profitability. And specific to US Bank, they're growing, so they're doing a really nice job. Dow is a chemical material company, and their sector is seeing a recession. We saw a contraction, especially in China, and I think they're going to eventually get out of that, maybe in about a year's time. So that's why their stock is discounted, but they pay a 5.4% dividend. I believe that dividend rate is safe. And if I wait a year, if we even paid 5.5% with an upside, eventually, I'm a good holder of Dow, and I'll continue to accumulate shares of Dow. Prudential, they had a couple of bad years if you look at 21 and 22, but the last couple of quarters have just been really good. High revenue growth, profitability. They pay a nice dividend of 5.35. The stock's already run up. I think investors are paying attention to Prudential, but they still have upside of 40% based on my analysis. Citi is right there with US Bank, where it's been really discounted this year due to the banking scare, but they still pay a 5.23% discount or dividend, and they're a really profitable bank. They're also growing their top line. So I like Citibank. And the last one is Pfizer. Pfizer has a 4.8% dividend. They have a lot of upside. I believe that Pfizer has a good set of new drugs that are going to hit the market in 2023, so that's going to help them grow. They have an acquisition, a large one that they made that's going to help them grow the next 5 years. And COVID vaccines are back. So, I think a lot of the analysis on Pfizer didn't include COVID vaccines for the remainder of 2023, but I think they're going to get a bump on revenue due to those vaccines as well as profit. Their balance sheet is excellent. So I continue to accumulate shares of Pfizer. I just think it's a quality company, and I'm going to be paid 4.8% dividend while I wait for the stock to be correctly priced in the market, which will be closer to their true value. So that's my list of stocks. Those are the stocks I'm accumulating that pay really nice dividends and are going to help me raise that income, that regular income that I get from my dividend stocks. And as I look at retiring, I'm looking for these types of stocks to really give me that income that I could live comfortably on from them. So that's a quick recap of my dividend stocks that I'm buying in October. I'd love to get comments from you. Which stocks are you buying? And for what reasons? I think there's a lot of comments on the channel, which I appreciate, and I learn a lot from your feedback, and would love to get more feedback from you, and probably a couple of ideas on some stocks I hadn't thought of. And do me a favor and like the video and subscribe to the channel. That'd really be helpful to the channel overall. With that, good luck investing in 2023.